Good evening, everybody. And this is Third Wednesday, that special forum of dynamic topics and speakers and cutting-edge issues that Food First's been putting on. We're really privileged tonight because we have an evening with people who went to Paris for the climate talks, and so we're going to be talking about systems change, not climate change, directly from people who were in Paris, who are going to be able to share a ground's eye view and a movement's eye view of the developments at Paris regarding the climate talks, and what did they mean, and what does that mean for us moving forward. So it's an honor to introduce this powerful group of all women. Let's give it for all these women.
I'm the executive director of an organization called the Ruckus Society. So Ruckus is a training and action support organization. We train activists mostly on the front lines, indigenous and people of color, to engage in direct action, strategic. And so we were called in to support both the It Takes Roots delegation at large and the sort of subcomponent of that delegation, which was the indigenous component of the delegation, which called itself Indigenous Rising. Just to acknowledge first off that direct action is nothing new for our communities, right? Like we do direct action, engage in direct action here at home on a regular basis. It's how we turn up our organizing and get what we need to get done. And as a way of exercising our voice, as a way of laying down our demands in the World Forum, in front of world leaders, to state the demands of our people, of our communities, to bring forward the solutions that we're bringing into these spaces. The importance of having indigenous people there to not only monitor the negotiations, but then to exercise their voice and to take action inside the halls, and then to build with social movements and civil society organizations who had come to Paris from all over the world, and to take on direct action outside the halls of the UN and try to broadcast that to show the world that, North America isn't represented by big green climate organizations, right? We're not represented by the large NGO organizations who can come in with a lot of money and a lot of resources and ultimately be willing to compromise our future, right? And our delegation really came in with a really strong platform around, keeping all fossil fuels in the ground. That's the most kind of extreme position, we say extreme because it's so opposed to what other people are saying, but really we know that's the right solution. We know that that's the only thing that's going to save us. But compared to the compromises that, our colleagues or our supposed allies are willing to accept in the course of these agreements, it's that much more important for us to come down and really lay that hard line down. We felt like it was really important for us to turn up against the United States, right? The United States, who's the biggest culprit, a climate criminal in these negotiations, right? It's really important for us as North Americans to really exercise our voices on behalf of the communities that were willing to send us out there, to represent them. And what is it that our communities are facing, and being able to put that in the faces of U.S. negotiators. World leaders and U.S. leaders like Obama like to fly into these climate agreements and sort of celebrate the role of the United States while they're passing responsibility off to the rest of the world, right? And we know that we have to say that that's not okay, on behalf of our brothers and sisters in the global south and all over the world. We're facing injustice here at home, but we know that injustice, is sometimes small compared to the injustices that are being made on our behalf. If we're not out there fighting the fight and we're not out there speaking our voices, then somebody else is going to speak for us. And so we have to be those leaders that are taking those risks and leading those direct actions to show the world that we're fighting for our communities, that we haven't given up, that we're here, that we're struggling, and that we're winning in a lot of cases.